This chef was selling pancakes in his stall. A passerby on his way to work wanted to buy one, when suddenly a cockroach got crushed with the pancake, but the customer didn't notice. The chef quickly tried to hide it and act like nothing happened. But suddenly, a used tissue fell into the pancake, but the man still didn't notice. The chef quickly threw it away again. But suddenly, the customer wanted to cancel his order, but then an angry man wanted to get served first. The customer, knowing about the sneeze, gave way to the angry man. Noticing this tactic, the chef put back the cockroach, in which the customer was delighted. The pancake is then served, and the angry man is urged to eat it quickly. The two men are satisfied with their revenge. This group was camping in an island when suddenly the fire brigade talked to them. It turns out they received a signal of an open fire. The man tried to apologize, but they still took him to their boat. His group was left behind. He was given a life vest and equipment to operate. It turns out the penalty is to experience rescuing someone. They will rescue something deep underwater, so they gave him a diving gear. He swam with a partner and eventually reached the mannequin. The mannequin is safe and sound. The man is commended for his efforts and received praise. He learned to respect the fire brigade due to their hard work. He became good friends with the crew. They even invited him to have dinner in the fire brigade.
去哪吃啊？消防队。不是哪个消防队嘛？
What will you do in this situation? Leave a comment below.
This man wanted to buy all the vegetables. The vendors were surprised at his request. But there's a catch. They all have to cook it for him.
我就是要去乡下。
Hearing this, they still agreed to his condition. The first dish is cooked, and the man gave it a taste.
可以啊，甜甜的，就像糖水一样。
But what he did next was even more surprising.
可以吃啊。 就是这个味道。
He didn't keep the food for himself and instead invited the vendors to dinner, serving them the very food they had worked so hard to sell. With so much gratitude, the old lady gave the man a warm hug. Tonight, they weren't just sellers, they were family. Because kindness isn't just about giving, it's about sharing and making people feel valued. Leave a like for more wholesome content.
This woman thought she's drinking milk, but suddenly, it turns out it's slime made by her sister. Next, when the woman was about to cook lunch, she took some eggs from the fridge and tried to crack it into the bowl. But suddenly, it turns out it's another prank by her sister. After a while, when lunch has been served, her sister was about to put some hot sauce on it, but she declined. So her sister squeezed it into her. But it's actually fake hot sauce. As apology, the sister cooked her favorites for dinner.
这么丰盛，那必须的，大鱼大肉的。
The woman was surprised and was about to eat, but then...
快吃。
Huh? The food won't come off the plate, and the chopsticks snapped. So the sister told her to eat the bread instead. Unsurprisingly, the bread is fake too. This man wants to show off his sword skills. Cutting the newspaper in half, he claims he's the best swordsman in the world. With extraordinary ears, he hears a buzzing in the room. The fly has been struck perfectly. The man then tries slicing the apple from the assistant's hand. His friend still doubts his skills. To prove himself further, he's going to be slicing cucumbers next while thrown in the air. He might actually be the best swordsman in the world. This woman dreams to be a top model. However, her height prevents her from achieving her dreams. To compensate, she created the illusion of longer legs by wearing long pants. Her teammates helped her position her arms on the bar.
谢谢啊。来举杆训练，举。
Next, she devised a strategy to make her arms appear longer. They started doing stretching exercises. Suddenly, her arms snapped. She started flailing her arms around when suddenly, the long arms failed to lift the coach. She then tried extending her neck. They started a runway model exercise, but she can't see where she's going. Next comes the fashion modeling, but it seems her dream still remained out of reach.
你好，给谁做不行？你好。
This woman wants to wear a dress but has nothing to fill it out. Her friend says it doesn't suit her.
其实我觉得是有人能穿的，但你不能。
Suddenly, she comes up with a clever idea.
出门能带2瓶水。
It turns out the pockets can hold bottles. She even shows how it works.
出门就哎渴了，渴了就拿着。
But her friend has an even better idea.
哇！
还挺好，挺方便。
It transforms into a phone holder. This dress is perfect for vlogging. This man is enjoying lunch when suddenly, oh no! The fire brigade tries to recruit him. Not knowing what to do, they drag him into their vehicle and hand him a uniform. He thinks he's going on a mission, but instead, they go grocery shopping and start cooking. Once the food is ready, they tell him to dig in.
多吃点饭，多吃点饭。我开吃吗？
But the meal isn't for him. It's for the firefighters on duty. As a thank you, they saluted him. Afterward, they celebrate with dumplings. However, he was left starving. Oh no! This man tries to escape from the fire brigade, but they catch him in no time. With no choice, he follows them into the fire truck. They arrive at the fire department. His punishment? Cleaning. He scrubs all the firefighting equipment.
那就完了噻，能完了吗？
Oh no!
后面还有。
But it turns out there are 2 sets of uniforms. Once done, they take him to the kitchen. Now he has to cook. Luckily, he's a pro in cooking, but it's not over just yet. He joins them in handing out flyers at the busy market. Finally, they return to the department after a job well done.
哎，请我们吃饭，你们都吃哦。昨天吃饭你自己错过，就等着明天吃早饭。好。
She becomes a Capybara nurse. Today, she's caring for 3 capybaras.
哦，卡皮巴拉是这种手感。老铁们，这卡皮巴拉还小呢，还是 S 码的卡皮巴拉呢。
First, she cleans their habitat while they watch. But suddenly, one jumps back into the water to play. Next, she tries to pet them. One capybara allows it.
可以吗？卡皮巴拉的舌好像激光枪。
Next is feeding time. Even with 3 trays, they all eat from one. But now she's the one who's hungry. The capybara stands still as she eats. Check out this blower. Right after Grandpa's shower, his grandson tries to dry him with a blower. Next, they tested it with Grandpa wearing a coat. But Grandpa still pulled it off. Next is the cap. But he couldn't pick it up. Next, they tested it while eating noodles. Grandpa wanted to brush his teeth, but suddenly, he couldn't believe it. Then he came up with a plan. But the toothbrush blew away instead. This grandson just lost his inheritance.
They take on the try not to. The employee profusely apologizes to his boss, when suddenly, they bump into another pair, and the man demands they apologize to his boss. The employee stands up for his boss too, and decides... Seeing this, the man slapped Mr. Mushroom again. The employee vows revenge by beating up his boss even more. They take turns attacking each other's bosses. In a headlock, they demand a truce. They agree, but now it's their turn to fight in the parking lot. Impressed, the bosses decide to reward them with a promotion and a raise. Just as they reach the parking lot, they start praising each other. They exchange contacts and plan to do it all over again. These kids are walking in total darkness until a stranger steps in to change their lives. He guides them home using his car lights. Concerned, he asks their mother about their situation. It turns out they live in a rural area with only one working light bulb. Inspired by their determination to study, he vows to help. The next day, he buys light bulbs and brings workers. But he doesn't stop there. He plans to install lampposts all over town. Even the townspeople join in to help. After school, he surprises the kids with new appliances. They finally have a proper place to study, and when night falls, the town lights up. The kids can now walk safely at night. They celebrate with a bonfire and feast, honoring the man who helped them. Like and subscribe for more wholesome content. They try on each other's outfits. First up, a tiny piece of clothing. It's small, but super stretchable. She asks, "What's so sexy about this outfit?" Turns out, it's meant to be worn alone. She wonders, how do you even use the restroom in this? Since it stretches, she tries carrying stuff with it. Now, she's basically a walking storage unit. Next, they swap shoes, but she can barely walk. And then comes a very revealing outfit, like a men's bikini. It's so small it could even fit a dog. Finally, they try shoulder pads, supposed to add width. However, this 52-year-old man gets a makeover and suddenly looks 20. With a little makeover magic, he transforms into a young model. He even strikes some poses for the camera. Some say he even looks better than his own son. His wife gets flustered by his new look, but he turns her down. Now it's the mom's turn. At 38, she gets a makeover and suddenly looks 18. When the dad sees her, he can't contain himself. He even licks her like a cat. Together, they look just like a young couple. Like and subscribe for more wholesome content. This grandpa takes on the haunting house. As he enters, he checks the ghost's usual hiding spots. But it's empty. Behind the curtains and under the table, the ghost panics instead. Next, he demonstrates how to escape a narrow hallway. Then the real chase begins. His friend gets caught, but Grandpa climbs like a monkey. The ghost loses track of him. He picked up the cane and can't find the old man, when suddenly, the ghost gets scared again. He even lectures them for trying to frighten him. Would you want him as your grandpa? This is a lifeguard training exercise. They try rescuing a drowning doll, but his pants fall off. Next, the woman tried doing CPR. But it became a water gun and hit her friends. She tried hitting it from the back, but it turned into a fountain. Water won't stop leaking, so she covers its face. But it became a statue, and she immediately praises it. Now, water starts leaking from its butt, so they abandon it. Time to try on a real person. The woman struggles to reach him due to her height. She ends up drowning while trying to help. But when she lifts from the front instead, this soldier is a genius. As two enemies approach, he uses his knife to split the bullet. As more enemies approach, he uses a grater to take them down in a single shot. Hearing enemies, he quickly hides in the tree. And when they're not looking, but then the enemy takes him down using the same tricks, along with a number of soldiers. But it turns out he faked his death. He swears his revenge. The enemies hear him approaching and quickly hid. But the soldier has a trick up his sleeve. He uses TNT to blow up his surroundings. This man delves into online dating. He matches with a pretty woman. His friend is amazed. She asks for a photo. Time for the classic online glow-up trip. She sends her own photos and asks to meet in real life. After stressing over his outfit, they head to the park. His friend even checks if the woman is real. But he shows up in a full frog costume. Not knowing it's her date, she enjoys his performance. It's time to reveal himself.
青蛙王子，是你吗？
He still refuses to take off the costume. The woman comes up with a plan.
你看这是什么？你怎么还有一层啊？让我看看青蛙。
But before she can act, he rejects the date and bails. His friend asked what happened, but he just got angry.
李健，他网恋的又不是我。
What would you do in this situation?
They got stuck at the slide. She tries kicking the barrier down, but nothing happens. They try climbing, but it's too slippery. Her friend tries too, but fails. But then, a couple slides down and gets stuck with them. They keep trying to climb, but still no way out. Suddenly, the girl accuses her boyfriend of cheating. Turns out, it was just a misunderstanding. But the fight continues. The man went to the other side to escape. Frustrated, she attacks him, but the woman in the middle takes the hit. The man wants to apologize, but then